Florida holds the dubious honor as one of the most expensive states in the country for car insurance. Well, no doubt that may play a part in the fact that more than 1 in 5 Florida drivers are on the roads without insurance. That's according to the Insurance Research Council. In today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law, attorney Carl Reynolds joins us via Skype to discuss these very disturbing statistics. Good to see you, Carl.
Great to see you, Stephanie.
How do uninsured drivers impact all of us?
Well, it's a significant issue. As you know, in Florida, according to this recent study, we lead the country, which is a dubious honor. It's not something we want, but that's what's occurred here in the state of Florida. We have basically more than 1 in 5, close to a quarter of the drivers on the roads do not have any insurance. And you might think, well, how can that be? Aren't they required to have insurance? They are to register their vehicle. But now we have a 2-year window for registration, and all you got to do is show proof of registration or proof of insurance at the time of registration. If the following month you don't pay for insurance, well, you can go 2 years without it by the time you have to re-register, and who knows if the DMV will catch up. They're undermanned, understaffed, so it creates a burden on the rest of us when someone has no insurance, they cause an accident or involved in an accident, and they have to go to the hospital. They get scans done, and it could be tens of thousands of dollars, or they cause tens of thousands of dollars of damage, and there's no insurance. And oftentimes these people are completely judgment proof. There's no way to collect against them. They don't have any assets. So the rest of us have to bear that burden.
So when someone's involved in an accident with an uninsured driver, how do you as an attorney proceed if there isn't anybody to sue for damages?
Well, I think this is a critical point, and I want our audience to really focus on what I'm about to say, because I think it's critically important as a driver here in Florida. You have to have uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage on your own policy. That protects you in the event you are hit by one of these close to 25% of the drivers out there on our roads that have no insurance. But more than that, in addition to those close to 25% of drivers out there that have no insurance, there's an additional, in my humble estimation, another 25% that don't have bodily injury coverage. And bodily injury coverage compensates you if that person, through their negligence, hurts you. It's not required coverage in Florida, believe it or not. And I would estimate that 25% of those that do have insurance don't carry bodily injury coverage. So coupled with those that have no insurance at all and those that have no bodily injury, you have a 50-50 chance of being hit by someone who has no compensation or no insurance to compensate you for your injuries and to cover your medical bills above your $10,000 in PIP. Well, I don't know if you've been to the hospital lately, but that $10,000 in PIP can go pretty dang quick if you take a trip in an ambulance to a hospital and get a few scans done. So you have to buy uninsured or underinsured insurance through your own insurance company. You have to ask for it specifically by name, because a lot of insurance companies, they understand that you're price shopping, they're price sensitive, and they won't offer it if you don't ask for it.
Okay, so the only mandatory coverage is the PIP, and that caps at $10,000. What you're saying, if I'm understanding correctly, is that we have to get under or uninsured to have more coverage than that.
Basically, so PIP only covers named insured, so it doesn't help anyone else. So if I run into you, Stephanie, my PIP doesn't transfer to you, your own PIP covers you. I also have to carry property damage. So the state does require me to cover coverage to cover your car. But beyond that, I don't have to cover you. I don't have to carry bodily injury coverage. And again, I think about a quarter of the drivers out there don't carry it because they're trying to make ends meet. They get they're trying to save money, and so they're not required to have it, so they don't. The only way to protect yourself is to buy uninsured motorist coverage through your own policy against someone that has no insurance or no bodily injury coverage.
And it's easy for me to see how Florida got itself in this situation of having too many or underinsured drivers, because one of the statistics I pulled, our average annual rate of insurance is 38% higher than the national average. So I see why people are not carrying some of this additional coverage, because our rates stink anyway. Where does this all start? Why are we so expensive?
Well, part of it is this no-fault system. It's antiquated. We're one of the few holdout states in the union that still has it. It's been up for sunset for some time. There's folks on both sides indicating why arguments to keep it and arguments not to keep it. A lot of the hospitals like it because there's, whether you have health insurance or not, there's a pot of at least $10,000 if you go to the hospital. So a lot of doctors' offices like it. But I suspect we'll probably fall in line with most other states and go to a no-fault state here in the next few years. But while it's still there, it is very expensive because it doesn't matter who's at fault, and it covers everybody in the accident. So if 2 families of 5 are in a collision together, potentially there's $10,000 for all 10 members,
wow.
Involved that are going to be covered for medical bill.
All right. Well, good advice on how to keep ourselves covered in case of an accident. Unfortunately,
uninsured motorist coverage.
Pretty high cost. Yep, got it. I'm going to check on it, I promise. For more information about any of your legal questions, insurance related or otherwise, you can go to injuriesorepersonal.com. We'll be right back.